Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So what a chaotic day. No real structure to the downside here, but I'm going to put it in anyway. That's at 17,645, and then for some reason we are rejecting 17,755. So we'll look to see what's there. Oscillators are easing off at the moment. They are separating. And if you look at the structure that you're seeing here, this is starting to look like a flag. So strong move up, pullback, consolidation, and whatever's going on at the moment, I have no idea. But yeah, big sell-off in the US markets yesterday. But the DAX, kind of all over the place. No real structure just yet. So if we start looking at the 3 hour, big down, big up, big down, big up. Oscillators in the middle, no real indication of anything. And I suppose the answer to why we sold off or why we bought here is its 3 hour structure. So 17,633. No reason for the top, but let's just get down to levels we're looking to trade. Now this is ranging at the moment. There's no two ways about that. I'm going to leave that level in there. And I'm just going to drop this level ever so slightly onto this hourly swing high, and that's at 17,747. Right, so yesterday, big down, big up, big down, big up. No real structure. But what has happened, and this is textbook stuff, there was the downward trend line the day before. We broke above it, we came back, we've tested it going into the close. This would have been after hours on the cash market. You can see pin bar, inside bar, off the diagonal, off the horizontal. So get rid of that. That brings a potential support level into play, which would be 17,676. Don't like the crossover of the moving averages at the moment. That is bearish, but nevertheless, I think I'd wait to see what transpires there. Now, if you drop down to the 15-minute, which is obviously what we want to be doing, yeah, I'm actually glad I didn't trade yesterday. I think I would have got burnt horribly. So, you know, we did build some structure going into the open. It's kind of a double bottom, but off nothing, to be honest. None of these levels, this side of price would have been in play. Everything on this side would have been in play. So I think really there, drop down, up, gappy, no real reason. I suppose that would have been a potential short, but I don't think you'd be looking for shorts. Well, I'm definitely not looking for shorts in the bull market like it is now. I'm looking for longs. And then again, doing the US session down and then back again. I would argue that this pin bar is of some relevance. So this is kind of the area that I'd want to see us retest, and that is 17,697. So 17,700 is obviously the area that we are concerned about, right? So probably a move back up to 17,747. I don't think I'll jump in on that, but I'd want to see a pullback back onto either 17,700. Well, actually 17,700. I think that's kind of the line in the sand. Then I'd want to see another move back up to the top. We do have some noise coming out today, and that's much later in the session this evening. We've got the chairman of the Fed's, Powell, in front of the Senate. So the question is, what is he going to be testifying to? Rate hikes are definitely going to be there. It's going to be a political play. So, you know, whose camp is he in? What's he going to be? Whose agenda is he going to be driving? Biden or Trump? So that's going to basically mean something's going to happen. It's either going to go up or down, and that all just depends what the politicians are trying to achieve. So I'm very cautious here. I don't think I want to get involved when prices above and below the moving averages like this on the 15-minute, and definitely not when it is doing that on the hour, because that is fairly, I mean, it's 0.5%, 0.6% swing on the market in one day, big up, big down. So I'm not comfortable with what we're seeing here. So could just continue and sort of settle into a bigger range, with the upper end being 17,747 and the bottom end being 17,629. If that's the case, then it becomes fairly simple enough to trade. You'll be buying off the bottom and taking profit off the top. I don't think I'll be selling off the top, not in a bull trend. But at the same breath, you know, if we do start dropping below the lows of yesterday, which is here, 17,629, then I'd start looking at potential shorts. But those shorts are going to be scalps, because what we're seeing here is a flag. So strong move up, flag, and a really messy flag. So it could be a bigger channel that's formed. You're going to do that. Okay. It could be a bigger channel that's formed, and then if I just put this level back in here where we had, that could have been the flag. You can see a triangle there, that could have been the flag. Very typical of what happens. Breaks a flag, goes into a channel, and now the logic basically dictates 17,747 would have to break on the 3 hour for this to have any merit. And then if you look at it on the hour, a little bit of a different setup, because this zone here is quite important at 17,700. So possibly a pullback on the 15 minutes here. You're going to be held up somewhere here at 17,720, 17,730. Break above that, then you start looking at structure, but then that's when 17,747 comes into play, and that's should be the one that you'd be looking at for a move to the upside. So that's kind of my view. Just sit on your hands, keep the money in your pocket until we have better structure. This would be a double bottom setup as well, with a neckline up here. So fairly decent opportunity if it does happen, but yeah, I'd be very cautious. So for me, this is just sit back, wait, midweek break, I suppose. Just keep the money in the pocket. You're going to earn interest. I wouldn't really be too keen on jumping in on this at the moment. If we do swing back, you're probably going to find buyers will come back in. You probably drop below 17,630 and hit 17,614, 17,600. And then that would be, I'd expect buyers to come back in around that space as well. Until we drop below that zone, it is long. If we start dropping below that zone, then you're looking for the rejection of it for the short. So I'm sitting on the sides. Definitely not interested in getting burnt like in a setup like this. And that's typically what would happen, especially with these big ups and big downs. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.